the confusion. It never ceases to be alive without technical difficulties. So, hello, welcome in. Hopefully everybody can see me, hear me, all those wonderful things because I've been having tech issues all day. Let's see, they switched everything on this, so that's fun. Cool. Awesome. Welcome in. Tech issues are fun. So flippin' fun. All right. Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I am trying this out a different way here, so if you can comment for me, let me know that everything looks good. I am having technical issues today, so I would be appreciative. Oh, hello, there we go. Hi, Katara. Hi, Jaslyn. Welcome, welcome. Can you hear me? All those wonderful things, see me, all that fun stuff, because it's been a day. All right. Oh, perfect. Okay, awesome, awesome. Hello, Joanna. Okay, what are you doing? Listen, we're gonna have a night. So, yay, chaos. It reigns supreme. So, before we get into anything, I've got two options for decks tonight. And just tell me which one you want to look through and have fun with tonight because my brain is now fried. I am not a technological person and I am now very overwhelmed with what has happened. I tried to do my normal Streamlabs and it wasn't connecting to my phone because my phone is my camera and then I have my webcam and then all that fun stuff. So yeah, then doing this is fun. Oh my gosh. Oh, everybody's commenting. Awesome. Thank you. Hello, practicing. Hi, Shantae, Claudia. Yeah, the flu COVID situation thing, I'm feeling a lot better. I don't know what was going on, but thank you. Yeah, don't know what that was, and we're just gonna say goodbye to that. I know I had allergies for a while, and we're still kind of having a cough from the last infection or whatever. So yeah, it's just, health reasons. Health situations are fun. Hi, Nutmeg. Goddesses and Sirens, that seems to be weeding out the rest. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Nick. Hi, Barbara. Okay, so we're doing this one. Awesome. Okay. Cool. Hi, Pearl. Welcome in. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes for people to kind of filter through. How's everybody? How's everybody doing? What's going on? What have I missed? How is life going? How's everybody feeling? Maybe we should all take a big deep breath because that's what I want to do. Ready, everybody, inhale. Hold for 4. And exhale. Oh, that was beautiful. I love Stacey DeMarco too. She's fantastic. I really liked the gods and the brother deck to this. Let me get it real fast since we're thinking about it. Gods and Titans. This is the brother deck, so this will be interesting to check out. I don't know which one came first, but that's okay. It looks like they're similar. This one has 40 cards. The gods have 38, so that's pretty cool, different. I'm excited. I really like all of the Greek mythology and any kind of mythology decks. They're my jam. Very fun. All right. So you guys can see everything, hear everything. I've got my USB plugged in, so we've got power. And yeah, we're just gonna have a light, carefree type of night and see where things go. I've got a lot of stuff coming, and things will be moving forward hopefully soon. We've been having a really severe heat wave this past month. So what ended up happening is the house was just like 80 degrees at all times. We have a portable AC and we also have an AC. So with that running all the time, it still didn't like get any lower than 80 degrees in the house. So that made my filming time be next to nothing because I can't film and basically breathe. So yeah, my office was basically like an oven. So I know nothing really to complain about, but still, that's why videos have been slowly coming out. So I've been trying to catch up on everything. So hopefully soon there will be more fun videos for you guys. I have a few things that I'm thinking about trying out to bring some fresh new vibes to you guys as well. So you guys are going to have to give me your opinions on those when they do come out if you want more of them. And yeah, all right. So let me catch up on comments. Oh, that's awesome, Katara. No, I didn't know that she was pregnant. Good for her. That's awesome. Okay, babies, babies, babies. Hey, Lady D, welcome. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We have the Goddesses and Sirens Stacey DeMarco deck, illustrated by Jimmy Manton. This retails for $19.99 in the US. You can't really see. And it looks like $26.99 in Canada. All right. Squeeze you down in there. 40 cards in a 160-page guidebook. Find illumination with Hecate. Build your self-esteem with Amaterasu. Discover magic with Morgan Le Fay. Return to a time when the feminine was honored and sacred and experience the power of the divine feminine through the lives and legends of goddesses, heroines, and other powerful women from around the world. Goddesses and gods, the feminine and the masculine divine, were once honored as two halves of a creative whole. A distorted perception of that sacred union has relegated the divine feminine to the realm of fear, disrespect, and disregard. But no longer. Again, she rises. Author Stacey DeMarco and artist Jimmy Manton affirm the profound creativity, love, strength, and joy of feminine wisdom with 40 dramatically illustrated oracle cards and a detailed guidebook that includes the myths and messages of each being, as well as invocations, guidance, and limitless inspiration. Through Goddesses and Sirens, rediscover the power of the feminine spirit and learn to use the energy as a guide through the twists and turns of life. Embrace the divine feminine and discover your own power. And I will do a walkthrough video of this after the live so that people who did not catch the live can view this video without my commentary on other things. All right. There's that. I got to work on all of the other ones too that are live that I need to do a video on. So much stuff that I need to catch up on. All right. Hey, Natalie, Mama Goose. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, love you guys so much. Mountain Shadow, welcome in. Yeah, it has not improved, and like yesterday was the first time it got to only 84 degrees. I got so much work done. It was so nice. I was like, it's a Saturday, but I'm just gonna power through. I need to get this done. Hi, Elf. Welcome in. Nice to have you here. All right, so we kind of get the gist of what this is. We have a dedication for the cards, and oh, lots of tools if you want to use that. One card divination, the mirror spread, triple goddess 3 card, the flower, nice. And then we have a 7 card spread that looks like the female symbol there. And then the priestess journey spread, which looks like 10 cards. Awesome. So pretty much like any other oracle, you can kind of utilize it however you wish. It doesn't seem to be any like new way of using it. Like there's no new instructions that you have to use it a specific way. That's one of the reasons why I always like going over the guidebook first, just in case, because sometimes when we just flip through the cards, we might not know exactly what we're getting into. All right, so we're going to put that aside. Here we go. They are a high gloss. Look at that shine. Oh, that's pretty. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. I do want to do a little quick side-by-side comparison with the backs of these for the gods. Very cool. Okay. Gotta say, I prefer this one. Me and my magpie crow brain. I'm going to say Avatar and Lightbane. I don't know what Lightbane is from. Okay, let's talk cardstock. Not bad. This is published by Beyond Words. I don't think I mentioned that. So this feels like the other cardstock from the Gods and Titans. It's flexible. On the thinner side, I wouldn't call it quite a medium, but it does have the nice snap back to it. I think it's going to shuffle just fine. They are a bigger card too. Let's get the handy dandy tape measure out. We got 4 by 5.5. Okay. Here we go. Can you guys see everything okay? I feel like it's blurring. Shadow hunters. I am not familiar with shadow hunters. Let me just try real fast. I feel like it's blurring, but it could just be me. Listen, I thought I was prepared. Apparently not. Okay, let's try it again. Well, that's as good as we're going to get, I think. All right, well, here we go. Self-esteem for Amaterasu. And if I mispronounce these, don't come at me because I am horrible with it anyway, so... and yeah, that's that word. Strength. I love this art style so much. Aphrodite with self-love. Artemis, individuation. I love an Artemis portrayal. Very dynamic art style. Athena, strategy. This is an interesting depiction. I like that she's actually in more of a war stance with this instead of just so stoic. He still got her owl there. Baba Yaga, authenticity. Hi, you and your witchy stuff. How are you? Don't worry, we just started too. We aren't that far into it. Bast with play. Boudica with unity. Bridget with healing. Colors are really beautiful. Esther with new beginnings. Freya, irresistibility. That's an interesting keyword for her. Gaia, creation. Hathor, contentment. I am doing well, thank you. Yeah, it's finally not 103. I think Freya looked nice too. Hecate or Hecate. I know there's so many different pronunciations. Bo de Chia. Oh, thank you. Thank you. See, like I just need to like have it separated like that, broken down. Illumination. And, we're also talking about different languages here as well. So, brain doesn't like to compute. Helen of Troy with beauty. Ka. Oh, gotcha. Shante. They are definitely toned for sure. Hera with commitment. Isis with protection. Ixchel with release. It reminds me of, comic book style art. Yeah, that's what I've heard. So I typically pronounce it both ways, kind of like Uranus with Uranus and that sort. I always kind of say both. Joan or Jeanne d'Arc or Joan of Arc with faith. Yeah, sometimes hell appears in goddess decks and sometimes not. Persephone's been a very popular one with new releases. But I haven't seen her too much in older releases. I wonder if it's like a more popular goddess to work with in current times. Kali with fear. This was released when? Sometimes it will tell me. This 2011 was when it was a first release. So this is over a decade old. Hey, Robin, welcome in. Luminous Lunar, welcome in. Kuan Yin with compassion. Lakshmi with prosperity. Lilith, equality. Oh, wow, that's an interesting depiction. It's like the Leonardo da Vinci, man. Huh. With Mott, justice. Hey, Seeking, how are you? Welcome in. Morgan Le Fay, wow, we've got her here. Magic. Vitruvian Man, yes, thank you. Thank you. And now all I can think about is that Futurama episode where they went to Da Vinci's planet. Hey, Surian. Jimmy Manton was the artist of Kali Oracle. Oh, you are correct. Yeah. The Muses, inspiration. Futurama, Bob's Burgers, and The Office are in Parks and Rec. Those I circulate and cycle through all the time consistently. Knew it with expansiveness. I am, thank you. Yep, we are doing good tonight. Oya with power. Oh wow, this is an awesome Oya. She looks powerful. Pele with purpose. Stunning. This is the Goddesses and Sirens by Stacey DeMarco and Jimmy Manton. I'll do another official video for it, but we're just playing around tonight. Persephone with cycles. We do have a Persephone. Hey, hey, hey. Love that it's about cycles. That's awesome. Pomona with plenty. Nice. I don't see her either in a lot of depictions. Very cool. Katesh with pleasure. She's another one that I don't see very often. And then we have Rhiannon. Self-trust. Sekhmet with reduction. Sheila Nagig with gateways. Persephone has a half-sister. Well, wait, isn't she the daughter of Diana? I always get my Greek mythology heritage mixed up. So, no, I don't remember the half-sister. Sirens with temptation. Ooh, we've got the sirens here. Nice. Demeter, thank you. In my head, I saw Demeter, but Diana was the word that popped out. They're both D names, and my brain is not braining tonight. Valkyries with redemption. Nice. Despina, goddess of winter, daughter of Demeter and Poseidon. The sirens do get a bad rap. Vesta or Hestia with home. I love Hestia's depictions. Sekhmet, yeah. Oh, we have the white buffalo woman here too with peace. Look at that. And Yamea with hope. They are all stunning. The only one that I think I have an issue with is Baba Yaga with how that one was depicted. I feel like that they did her dirty, but then again, you know, I understand with the stories and everything, that does make sense with the depiction. But I think it's beautiful, just like the gods and titans were. Yeah, gold tone color. Yeah, great deck. I liked the keywords. Shuffles just fine. But with bigger decks like this, I like to shuffle side by side. Yeah, it's more comfortable for me with my hand size. So if you're struggling with bigger card decks, try seeing if you can shuffle them side by side instead of turning them lengthwise. You might get an easier shuffle out of it. Okay, let's get a card to read. Watch it be Persephone. I'm going to laugh. Oh, no, it was Pomona. Pomona. All right. It was still a P word. Let's see. I don't think it... Oh, it did. Okay, we have a table of contents. All right. 131. There's that motorcycle. That always likes to haunt me. Trust that you have enough. Ask and you will receive. It is time to prune back the dead wood in order to grow. Nourish yourself and the earth. All right. I feel like this was a message that a lot of us needed to hear. According to ancient Roman myth, the beautiful nymph Pomona cherished her garden above everything else. From the first rays of pale dawn to the rich gold of the setting sun, the exquisite Pomona nurtured every plant within her domain. Her fair hand always seemed to be holding a silver pruning knife, which she used to gently tend to her plants. She cut back one tree to allow sunlight to filter through another. She reduced one branch to energize the whole plant, to send its precious energy in a better, more fruitful direction. She prepared the soil diligently so that the seeds she planted would grow with ease and the resulting fruits would be full of goodness. Pomona lavished her love upon each and every plant in her garden. She watched for signs of rot or drought and tried to remedy the imbalance in natural ways. No plant ever became stifled and none grew too large. All flourished. Pomona lived and worked alone. So engrossed was she in her garden of delights that she did not feel the need for romantic company. Tall fences surrounded her gardens, lest the people of the village wander in, and no one of the masculine persuasion was welcome. This did not discourage some of them trying to win her love, though. Gods, fauns, and satyrs all tried to gain Pomona's attention but failed miserably. The goddess Venus may have been able to influence others, but she couldn't influence Pomona. A god called Vertunus was one of many who watched the nymph from outside her gate and fell deeply in love with her. No matter how he tried, winning her seemed impossible, and so he decided that he would disguise himself in various forms he thought would appeal to her, to learn more about her and seriously woo her. Through this shape-shifting, he learned that Pomona feared being in a couple, mainly because she thought she would need to leave her garden. Happily, Vertumnus revealed himself and promised his love, and when they worked together, they created an even more plentiful garden. Pomona reminds us that we have unlimited plenty in our lives and in the natural world, and we need to cultivate and care for it. In both a literal and figurative sense, we can stifle growth Oh, wow, my words. We can stifle growth if we do not choose to prune back the unnecessary things in our lives. For most of us, there is always some aspect of our life that we would like to change. These things may take the form of an outmoded belief, a bad habit, a damaging pattern, or a plain and simple fear. Pomona was certain her garden would suffer. She should have a partner, but once she was able to let go of that idea, she made room for a partner and a more fruitful garden. Often, with the unnecessary things, we need to make a decision to finally leave them behind or cut them out of our lives once and for all. Just as Pomona holds her pruning knife ready, we too need to be ready to use our true wisdom and courage to free up our natural capacity for growth. Whether it be cutting free a person who longer fits well into our lives or cutting out an old limiting belief that makes room for something new. Well, so far, I love this. Hey, Richard! Yeah, so much info. Richard, we are just going through the sirens and or the goddesses and sirens. I'll be doing a full video on this in the future, but for now we're just hanging out. We also have a shadow side, so if you want to do the reverse or if you want to read for a shadow side. Pomona carries the pruning knife in one hand and the horn of plenty in the other. While we take stock and remove what we no longer need, it is sometimes the easier path to think negatively than positively. When we struggle to let go, we may feel stagnant for a time. When circumstances seem grim, we can catastrophize what is going wrong and easily overlook the things in our lives that are going well. We forget that sometimes one thing needs to clear out to make room for another. Sometimes we need to make tough decisions. If we are brave enough to leave what no longer serves us behind, we can grow unfettered, naturally, freely, and in the direction that we really want to go. The pomum, or fruit, of our labors is wildly born. Symbols. So tomato, tomato vine, horn of plenty, and pruning shears. It looks like we have... I can't even tell what that is. It looks like an apple maybe in there. Interesting. We have an invocation. Awesome. Okay. So like it's a whole like to do. So if you want to invoke Pomona into your workings, into your life, there's a invocation for that. I really like this. I think this is definitely something if you are wanting to learn about the different goddesses and sirens, if you are wanting to expand your knowledge, or if you're wanting to work with the energies, this is great. I love using decks like these for offerings, for like a significator card. So like if I'm doing an offering to a specific god or energy, this is a great way to do so. I like using the mythic oracle for that as well if I'm working with a Greek god. So that's something that you could do. But this is definitely a great use for shadow work, for a daily pull, for healing, for even confirming with your tarot or other oracle cards. I think there's something in here for everybody here. There's a lot of things that are in here that I shouldn't say things, goddesses that I don't normally see, which was fun. And the keywords are different for some of them too, but I'm not mad about it because the guidebook does go into more information. I remember with the gods and titans, there were some keywords in there that I was unsure about, and then I read through and I was like, oh, okay, well, this makes sense for that. I think one was low-key that I was like a little unsure about, and then when I read through the guidebook, I was like, oh, okay, I understand why they picked that keyword now. So I think it just takes getting to know the deck a little bit more before you judge too harshly, right? Hi, Gwen. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you're probably, is it late over there for you on the East Coast? Goodness. Isn't it a name of a fruit? Pomona? What was your question? Let me scroll back up. Uh, I just saw the one about the half sister. Aphrodite was, yeah, let me go back to see. That's Artemis. Oh yeah, Helena Troy. I forgot she was in here too. Okay. Oh, really? Like right at the end where I could have just flipped to it. Yeah, Aphrodite has more of a Princess Leia outfit going on. But it does have a little bit more of a warrior spirit to it than the other depictions I've seen of her. 9:30. Okay, well that's not too bad. It's not terribly late for you, right? 9:30 a.m. in Malaysia. Nice. So you're just starting out your day. That's nice. All right. Paloma? I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me Okay, cool. Well, I love you guys too. This is, my favorite time of day is getting to hang out with you guys. I'm gonna ask Google real fast. What fruit named after, how do you spell it? Pomona. Apple. French word for apple, pomme, comes directly from her name. So apple. So maybe it was an apple. Now that I've lost, there it is. Maybe that is the apple that is named after her. Interesting. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. All right. So this is what we're going to do since tech is chaotic today. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can DM me. Hey Jessica. Oh, you're not too late. We're still hanging out. I know of Shadowhunters, but it's not something that I read. I just finished the first book in the Akatar series. I didn't expect to get so sucked in. I gotta listen, because I do the Audible. I gotta listen to the next one that's queued up. The next book in the series. But also, if you guys have not read Heal the Witch Wound or Healing the Witch Wound by, gosh, I'll think of it because it's on my Audible. Highly recommend listening to that. I'm almost done with it. It is so confirming and eye-opening and healing and just beautiful, and it's enraging, and it's, it's just, you don't have to practice witchcraft. You don't have to, be a deity worshiper to get anything out of the book. You don't have to identify as a female to, listen or read the book. It's just phenomenal, and I highly recommend checking it out. Heal the Witch Wound. It's just wonderful. I get goosebumps and emotional when it's, yes, Celeste Larson. Yes. Hello, Merciful Mermaid. Ferris, hey! Welcome in. Yeah, so I tried going live like a minute or two before this, and I'm having tech issues. So, yeah, anywho, highly recommend it. There's also towards the end of the book, there's like practices and different spell type workings that you can do to help with all of the trauma, or even like connecting to your ancestors, connecting to your what's the word I'm looking for? Connecting to source, that sort of thing, and connecting to like your path. It's just wonderfully well done. And the person who reads for Audible does a wonderful job with being very, like a more informative tone, but a very soft tone. It's not over dramatized, and it's just well done. So it's one of those books that I definitely would recommend to anybody, regardless of your background. Like even people with a Christian background, especially with a Christian background who's deconstructing, would definitely benefit from this. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. I can't say much more than that. Yeah, of course. Absolutely, Richard. I love that point of view because, like, not many people make that correspondence with, like, well, we have past lives. We could have been any gender. We could have been lived any type of life, regardless of your belief system. I tend to believe, that we reincarnate. And, I'm sure I'm probably going to come back as some sort of weird, insect in the next life or something. You know what I mean? Like, you never know, because we haven't, quite figured that out yet in science. But my whole point to this rant is there's something in it for everybody. Like, you have a female in your life that you can relate this to if you identify as a male, right? So, like, you can make the connections. Just like if you are using something like the Gods and Titans deck here, you can relate to it because you know a man, or you understand divine masculine, right? So and again, divine masculine and divine feminine doesn't necessarily have to be depicting men or gender or women. It can be just the action of what you think divine masculinity or femininity is, right? So, not to get too too metaphysical, right? I have so many on my books to read list. It's ridiculous. I download stuff on Audible and I'm like, I got to get to this. I only have so many hours in the day, right? Thank you so much, Anna. I appreciate it. They have a Shadowhunters movie now? Goodness sake. I remember when they tried to do the City of Bones with the blonde hair guy that played in Stranger Things and Twilight. I saw the first one. It was interesting. Divergent fell off too. The Oracle of Pluto, that is in my Amazon cart, actually. So now that I know that more people want to see that, absolutely. Multiple animals like a beehive, that's an interesting query, actually. Huh. Yeah, now I'm gonna think about that. Yeah, I've seen those videos, Lady D. They're very intriguing. And like the kids remembering their past lives and stuff. I find it very, very interesting. Because I swear when I was younger, I still remember like past life situations where it had to be past lives. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what things were as a 4-year-old because I never experienced them, but yet my brain remembered them. So things like that. Yeah, the divine masculine decks are few and far between. I do like this one for that. I do think that this has some merit when it comes to working with the divine masculine. I don't work with it too often, but it's definitely one that if you are wanting like a macho type energy where we're talking about, strength and determination and, facing fears, that's a good deck to work with. What decks have I been loving working with lately? I really love the Catacorn Tarot. The Star Maiden Tarot has been wonderful to work with. I find myself being pulled to that a lot. Sorry if you can't hear me. I'm turning toward my shelves because off the top of my head, I can't remember. What was I also pulling? When you ask questions like this, I feel like I should be more prepared, but I'm not. I have to think about it because decks that I usually work with too are for specific reasons. So depending on the questions that I ask or like what I work with personally, it varies. So I'm trying to find what I did with it. This one has been interesting, the Past Life Oracle. I recently reorganized, so now everything's a little bit chaotic. This is still one of my go-tos, the Angels and Auras, which for me personally is a weird deck to be connected to so quickly because I'm not like an angel. I don't work with angels that often. I do love the Mythic Oracle, like we talked about earlier, because I utilize that when I do a lot of like work with deities, specifically the Greek pantheon. This is when I still work with the herbal astrology. The little guide deck, love, love, love this deck by Angel Skog. Her YouTube channel, wonderful. I highly recommend checking her out if you haven't. It's the, oh gosh, what is her channel called? Nordic Light. That's what it is. The Nordic Light channel. She's phenomenal. Wonderful personality. Just love her. This is a great deck if you want quick messages and you want to know that you're on the right track. This is a great one for that too. Yeah, the Past Life deck is really, really intriguing. I find that if you work with it for its purpose, it's definitely really, really cool. Let me catch back up on the comments here. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Catacorn is so freaking cute. And it's so gentle. Sometimes you just need a gentle tarot. Like you don't need things screaming at you or being so stinking serious all the time. I love it because it's so cute. I relate to it because I have 2 cats. Like it's you just want to squish them. They're so cute. That cute aggression. It's not too macho. It's not too macho. That's the word that came to mind, but I don't want to call it like, you know, it's not frat boy stuff. Just started tarot. Oh, nice. God complex. Goodness, thank goodness I can speak. Good tips would be don't pressure yourself to learn everything right away, to memorize everything. Keep the guidebook next to you. It's totally fine. Like you don't have to remember everything. Take a good hard look at the pictures and see what feelings, what images come to you in your head. If you are a visualizer in your head, some people aren't. But for me, what ends up happening every time I get a new deck, there's always something like this. This reminds me of Queen Amidala from the prequels of Star Wars. So for me, that's an indicator that I need to kind of, that there's a relation there somewhere with the energy of the card, if that makes sense. So like, you know, some depictions of people will remind me of different actors or different characters. Some will remind me of different scenes that I've seen, you know, play out. So pay attention to those hits that you get and then see how it correlates to the meaning of the card, because there might be something there that's going to help you relate to that energy later on. As far as any more tips go, with tarot, this is considered an oracle, so it's a different structure than if you were to go and read tarot specifically. So this is 78 cards that have a strict structure and strict meanings. Now there's nuance to it all. However, they are all consistent in their meanings and the symbols that they project. Whereas oracles can be anything, mean anything, have various different structures, and each kind of have their own way of being used. You can kind of do whatever you want with the oracle. That's the difference. So just be mindful that when you are doing your tarot readings, that you are adhering to what the basis of the card's energy is. You will get intuitive hits and you will see things in a reading in one card. Then like the next day, if you do a different reading and that same card pops up, something else in that card is going to make a different intuitive hit, but it's still going to be along the same meaning, if that makes sense. So it can be a little confusing at first. Take your time, but just make sure you're not making things up on the go. Like, for instance, what I hate seeing with different readers that I come across, randomly is like they'll, where's the card I'm looking for? So like they'll see, we'll do this because this is funny. So 10 of Wands, this usually talks about completing a cycle, but things are weighing on you. There's usually like heavy burdens. There's, you know, a lot weighing you down. You can see in the imagery here what that could possibly be leaning toward, right? But if this card comes up in one of their readings, they can be like, oh, your lover is coming back to you. I see, you know, a future with your ex coming back and like you're going to be in love and create a home and a family and all of this. When in reality, that has nothing to do with the energy of the card. So you have to be very mindful with the tarot itself and its meanings. There's a reason for the structure and there's a reason for each of their meanings behind it. And it's not going to change. Whereas in an oracle, you kind of have a lot more to interpret, if that makes sense. There's a little bit more wiggle room because it's a little bit more open and freer. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, sometimes, you know, what I think will resonate doesn't. And I want to like something, and then I get it, and I'm like, it's cool, but it wouldn't be something that I would use all the time. And then there's somewhere I'm like, I know I'm not going to like this. And I open it up. I'm like, yes, I love it. There is a tarot deck coming in the future. I'm not going to be showing the cards, but this one, absolutely love. So when this video comes out, you'll know why, but like, it's just beautifully done. It was one where I'm like, oh, it's cute. I'm not going to be connected to it, but it's cute. I think it'll be fun. I love it. So it's things like that where I'm like, oh, you know, it's a fun concept, you know, not very exciting or wasn't something that I was totally interested in. But then you get into it and you're like, oh yeah, this is right up my alley. Yes, the past life deck is a healing deck for past life energies. So for instance, there was a reading that I did yesterday for the shorts on this channel, and it was about like imprisonment and like feeling like you can't be seen or you don't want to be judged. And so basically, if you go into the meaning in the guidebook, it was more or less like, okay, maybe in the past life you had to deal with some issues of being judged too harshly, or you know, you were it wasn't safe for you to be authentically yourself. So now in this life, you're afraid to put yourself out there. You're afraid to be seen. You're afraid to speak your mind because in the past, in a different life or a different, what's the word I'm looking for? Incarnation, you had been punished for being authentically yourself. So it's a very cool concept, very cool healing deck, really. Working with it has been eye-opening. Absolutely. Yes, Lady D, love the deck that you're working with. And you're not going to resonate with everyone. You're not going to like the artwork with each deck. There was a deck that I started out with that I thought was a cool concept, didn't vibe with it as much. So it kind of caused me to not want to learn tarot that much because I didn't really like the artwork. I wasn't getting it because it didn't feel like my deck, if that made sense. And then I started to branch out and like learn of different decks and find different decks, partly why I started this channel. And I just vibed with the different concepts. And I was like, oh yeah, this is totally fun now. So if you're not vibing with a deck and it's hard to learn on, there might be because you're not connecting with the art style, connecting with how the guidebook's written. So there's a lot of different factors that can go into that too. So if it's not a deck that you're excited about, you're not going to want to learn on it. And then if it's not technically a beginner friendly deck, like if the guidebook's really minuscule or it's too complex, but you really vibe with the art style, get it, because you're going to want to learn on it. Anything that you are attracted to, you're naturally going to gravitate toward. So if you like the art style, but it's challenging to learn on it, you're going to want to learn on it because you're so intrigued by that art style. Don't listen to a lot of the myths that are out there. You know, that's what held me back a lot too, was, you know, thinking that you were only allowed one deck and that was it. Like, you need one deck in your life, and that you have to learn on that and keep it and treasure it. Don't let anybody touch it, yada yada yada. So there's a lot out there that is not, it doesn't make sense modern wise now. Like, maybe that was okay and a rule way back in the day when, supplies weren't plentiful and, you didn't want to be outed. That makes sense. But nowadays, it really, well, I shouldn't say it, because, the way that we are right now. Thank you, Robin. Oh, that's great to hear, Luminous. Yeah, the herbal astrology deck is just beautiful. It's got like a whimsy goth vibe to it. It's beautifully illustrated. I love the detail and the depth that it goes into with the guidebook. So it's just been a wonderful deck to learn on for the different herbs that, like, I'm maybe not, so well versed on. It's been really great. Rider Waite, but the Light Seers is so good. It's so, so good. The art style is just phenomenal. Jamie Campbell, that's the name. Campbell Bower, that's who I was thinking of. Thank you. Oh, that's so sad. Does each tarot deck have a different connection to yourself? I feel like it just has a different resonance. So I'm trying to understand your question. Does each tarot deck have a different connection to yourself? Different parts of yourself? Maybe. I feel like, for me personally, I can only speak for me. I can utilize a different deck for a specific type of question. So, for instance, if I'm looking for a love reading, I might go toward a deck that is more rooted in a, like, lovey-dovey kind of vibe and relationship vibe, versus something more practical like the traditional Rider Waite Smith. If I'm looking for more of a, um, well, let's sum it up this way. To me personally, each deck has a different personality, and it will show itself to you, and it will basically tell you how it wants to be utilized. You can do interviewer spreads, to where you can ask your new deck questions, and it will tell you how it would like to be utilized. Sometimes it's easy to just be like, oh, if you want, uh, what type of area do you best like to be utilized for? Health, relationships, creativity, or intelligence, or like communication. And if one of those suits comes up, like the pentacles or the air, excuse me, the air, the swords, cups, or the wands come up, then that's kind of like your answer. So you can do something like that. And everybody has their own way of doing those things too. But once you start using the deck, it will kind of just tell you how it likes to be used. You can also use a pendulum to ask the deck yes or no, like, do you want to be used this way? And use the pendulum to get a yes or no answer. So there's lots of different ways to get to know your deck and for what it likes to be used for. If you like a more gentle deck, something that's not going to scream at you or scare you or startle you, that's fine. That's a great everyday deck. I have some decks that I like to do when I'm working on shadow work and things that I'm afraid of, or things that kind of get me to light a fire under my bum, that are kind of more straightforward. Those are some decks that I like to use for that. Deity work, there's decks for that too. So yeah, you can kind of go down the list. There's a lot of different ways to utilize it. But when you're first starting out, just get one deck that you are drawn to, that calls to you, learn on it, and then get more comfortable with it. And then you can start branching out. Don't overwhelm yourself too much with, trying to get a deck for each thing. Because if you vibe with the deck, it will be your best friend, and you'll be able to utilize it for whatever you want to utilize it for. Great, great question. And then Richard, perfect. Hey, Lori, welcome, welcome. You never know. Yeah. This deck, hey, Miss Moonlight, this is the gods, goddesses, and sirens. Oh, sorry. My goodness. There's no specific amount of times you can do readings, none whatsoever. Don't tire yourself out though. There are times where I'll be doing a lot of readings in a day and my mind just goes completely blank. And that's when I know that I am done for the day. I need to take a break, or I'm, my body is just shutting down. But everybody's different. You had to eat, that's why you disappeared. How dare you? Dare you need to nourish your body? Lenormand is something I still need to, work on and learn on. I just get too frustrated with it, to be honest, because it's so different than an oracle or a tarot that like I have to sit down and be actively conscious with, the spreads and working with it in a specific way, which to those who prefer Lenormand, you guys are amazing. It's just something that I have to work on, that, I have to allow myself that time for, which I have not. Miss Finesse, welcome in. I like the mini. The size is a really good size for the mini light seers. Yeah, absolutely. Card a day is a great way to learn the cards, for sure. Yeah, Gwen, some people have a preference for sure. There are days when all I want to do is use an oracle deck over a tarot. Sometimes tarot can be a little too harsh or a little too direct. Sometimes you just need a little loving, gentle energy. Absolutely. If I resonated with every deck, I'd be in trouble. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's a definite it's a experimental thing, right? Yeah, and then like you don't want to get too frustrated with when it doesn't work out. And I think that's where people get hung up, is like, they're supposed to love it and it just doesn't call to them or work with them well. And that's okay. Sometimes it's just that particular deck, and that's why there's so many on the market. Llewellyn's card size is fantastic too. I really do. A lot of people hate the card stock, but to me, I really don't mind it. I actually kind of prefer it sometimes, especially when I'm doing a lot of readings with the deck. Love Llewellyn decks. All right. Sorry, I'm going through comments. Have you done the one deck for each sign tag? No, I have not. Is that like assigning a deck for each zodiac sign? Because no, I haven't done that. Johnny Depp is doing tarot paintings. Wow. To be quite honest with you all, I have not been paying attention to celebrities at all. Like, they are not even on my radar. I kind of like just avoid them all right now. I'm trying to keep my sanity and my peace. And to be honest, like the Deadpool Wolverine promos are way out of hand. The amount of times I scroll and I saw something new regarding that movie or the actors, I'm just like, it's too much. It's too, y'all are gonna see the movie. You don't need to be on every single trend. But no, I haven't really paid attention to Johnny Depp too much either, because of the Amber Heard trial thing either. Like I just, eh. But I'm definitely intrigued now. Oh, awesome, Lori. I'm glad. Yeah, it was fun. It was a video that I needed to make, that I planned on making eons ago, and completely forgot about it and found the stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, I needed to do this. Oops. Yeah, when you first start out with tarot, I feel like you go through that phase where it's like, okay, I need to ask the deck everything for every single decision, like to make sure that I'm doing things right. Or like when you just start using a pendulum and you're like, oh, should I go here today or should I do this today? And which is great if you're trying to learn, but at the same time, it gives you that, that needy security blanket. And you just got to learn to be able to trust your own intuition. Again, these are all tools. You are the intuitive person. So you are the one that has the tool already there. These are just to help you clarify and get more detailed information. Okay, could you do a video of tarot decks that you think each astrology sign would own? Oh, okay. Let me write that down. And yeah, if you guys have any requests for videos, different types of videos that you want me to do, please let me know, because like I want to give you guys what the content that you want to see. Like I know we get bogged down from the same thing all the time. So like I just want to know that you guys are going to watch the stuff. You know what I mean? Like if I branch out too far, then the algorithm doesn't like that. But then if I keep doing the same thing, the algorithm doesn't like that either. So it's just, it's a weird thing, chasing algorithms to make sure that your stuff gets out there. Okay, tarot decks, zodiac signs would own. My handwriting is atrocious. Is Harry Shum the Mr. Shoe? I have one old video on the pendulum. If you search on my channel, it should come up. Very old. It was like when I was first doing the channel. I could do more videos on pendulums. Absolutely. Let me write that down. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So for instance, here's a pendulum. And then again, same kind of situation with your decks. You're drawn to pendulums for different reasons. So this is a labradorite. This is my everyday. I use this for anything and everything. Labradorite is great for intuition. It's also great for transformation. So when you're wanting to make big changes and you're unsure about the changes, this is a great, I was going to say stone, but crystal pendulum to work with. I mean, crystal in general, oh my God, you guys. My brain is working too fast for my mouth. That is my issue. So great crystal to work with for those reasons, but it's more powerful if you're utilizing it with a pendulum. So if you want to see, for instance, if you put two decks out and you already build a connection with your pendulum, you can put it over the deck to see which one you should work with for your particular question. So yes or no, and then it'll tell you. So again, pendulums are going to work differently for different people. So some people hold it in a different way than I do. Sometimes they move in a different way for different people. So, you know, what is a yes for me is not going to be a yes for you necessarily. You can work with boards, for instance. There's one like this, or there's a mat, and your pendulum will swing in the direction toward that particular answer. And then there's mats that have like the whole alphabet on it, similar to like an Ouija board, months, dates of the year. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use a pendulum. Also great for finding lost things. That is something that I use it for too. Be like, did I leave it here? Did I leave it there? Where did I leave that stinking thing? Yeah, they're great tools. But I have one in Dream Amethyst. I also have one that is in a clear quartz. Clear quartz is, you know, your most utilitarian crystal. So if you are wanting to start out with a pendulum and don't know what crystal to use, get a clear quartz. It's going to work for you just fine. And again, this is all just my opinion. Do your research. Make sure that, you know, it vibes with you. But yeah, love a pendulum. I definitely use it in a lot of different ways. I'm going to catch up on comments real fast. Oh, Pisces. Yeah. Yeah, as a Pisces moon, I am definitely a mermaid person. Lassie's Lenormand. Watch me not even be saying that correctly. Uh-oh. Are we all still here? Sorry, I'm catching back up. I hope everybody's still here. I'm still around. Okay, just got the video feedback. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat. I'm so sorry. So I am doing another collection video. I got to film it, but all of my Rider-Waite Smith interpretation decks. So not something like, you know, the Light Seers where the art is based in Rider-Waite Smith, but like actual Rider-Waite Smith imagery, just, you know, tweaked slightly, like maybe different colors and that sort of a thing. But yeah, the modern versions of tarot I definitely vibe with a lot better than the original. So should I ask my pendulum what yes and no will be for us? Well, I mean, yes. In regards to what question? I'm so sorry, Lori. Oh, Angelite is a beautiful crystal to use for okay. I'm seeing all of you guys. Okay, cool. Okay, I caught up. Yay. Angelite is a beautiful crystal for a pendulum. Absolutely. Oh, I've seen the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. I'm not going to do a review on it because Gypsy is technically a slur, so I just want to avoid that at just in respect for everyone. It's interesting looking. Definitely like it seems more like an oracle slash like Lenormand type of a thing. But yeah, definitely an interesting looking deck. But yeah, I don't think I will be reviewing it here. Oh, Lori. Okay, cool. Okay, let me show you. So I'm gonna lift this up so you can probably see. So what you would do is you would ask, so if you don't have a board and you just want to use your pendulum without having any indicators, like a yes, no, maybe, anything like that, blank slate like you see here. So you can ask your pendulum, can you show me a yes? And that would be my yes, going in a circle like that. Okay, I'm going to stop it. Can you show me no? And it goes back and forth that way for a no for me. And you can also do confirming with, is the sky perceived as lime green? And that's a no. Is the sky perceived as blue? And then that's a yes. So you would just like confirm it, or you can say, is my name Rachel when it's really, you know, Lori? So then you can get more confirmation that that's the specific direction that it's going to go versus having a board. The high angle. Yeah, I know. Sorry. It's the only way I can get my hand under the phone here. Is the sky perceived as, I'm going to drop it. Is the sky perceived as lime green? And then it's going to go toward the answer on the board. So you don't necessarily have to have all of the bells and whistles for tools for a pendulum. You can even use a necklace that has a pendant, that is the word that I'm looking for, to do the same thing. You can create your own pendulum that way too. I don't have a necklace on at the moment to show you, but oh, hold on. Maybe I do. Here we go. So you can use this as a pendulum. But what I would recommend is speaking your intentions into it, however that seems for you. So like if you hold it over your heart and your hand and speak then to it intention into it, then you have a better chance with connecting to that as well. And also you're wearing it around your neck and close to your heart, so it has that connection to you too. So a lot of people use their necklaces for pendulums as well. So you don't have to have all of the fancy schmancy stuff to do these things. High, tall, angle, yeah. Charm casting is something that I do want to try to get into too. Yeah. It looks so fun. I like what's her channel name? Charmed Intuition Tarot. She's so sweet. Love her. Haven't watched her in a while though. Haven't been watching YouTube for a while. Right. Some pendulums can be finicky, just like the decks can too. There are times when I will get like attitude from my pendulum. And it's weird saying that out loud because like it's an inanimate object, but like I will get attitude. Like I'll ask a question one way, and then to make sure that it's the correct answer, I'll try to trick it and ask it in a different type of way, and it will literally not move. And it's like, you just asked me this. Like, how dare you try to trick me? I actually got it off of a wood laser guy on Whatnot, the app Whatnot. And I couldn't tell you his name right now. And I'm not even sure if he's still on there. It was last year sometime. But I'm sure you can find something similar on Amazon, absolutely. Oh, that's interesting, Richard. Very cool. Automatic writing messages. Oh my gosh. My grandma, don't tell anybody I said this. I will deny it. But my grandma did automatic writing. And she would say that, she's doing it. And at the time I didn't know what it was, and she didn't really know what it was, but like she would say that she was talking to her guardian angel. I think that's what it was that she was talking to. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And it wasn't until later when I got into my spiritual journey, I was like, oh, that's what she was doing. I just thought she was being crazy at the time. But yeah, automatic writing is a tool that I kind of want to start. I'm kind of scared to do it though, because I can't sit in one place for too long without getting distracted. But I think that's kind of like the key, right? Where you just kind of let your mind go wander, and then you kind of disconnect from the paper and the pen for a minute. Printouts for questions. Oh yeah. Necklace or string attached to weighted objects. That's basically the depiction of a pendulum. Absolutely, Richard. Thank you. And thank you so much, Sirian. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And another fun thing to do is if you take a needle, like a sewing needle, and a little bit of thread, you can use that as a pendulum too. And that is also a way, Mom, if you're watching, I love you. I'm not telling our family secrets, but this is proof I come from people who do stuff like this. My mom would always, whenever there was somebody that was pregnant in the family or friends, she'd always take the needle with the thread, rub it on their palm, and then put it over the belly, and that would show whether it was going to be a boy or a girl. 9 times out of 10, she was correct. So I don't remember which direction it was supposed to go for boy or for girl, but whenever we went to baby showers, that was her gig. She would always do the tell them family secrets. Oh, it wiggles. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Oh, yeah. No, I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. I think I watched like the first season when it was like on television. But yeah, and people keep trying to get me to watch it, and I was like, that has like 20 seasons, or no. I am not gonna get invested in a 20 season series. First time I took out my pendulum, it did a 45-degree angle, and it was like, yep, we're done for the day. Time for your black salt bath. Yeah, sometimes it will literally have like the strongest swing, or like it looks like somebody is literally holding it like this and moving it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So you are definitely trying to tell me something today. Cool, cool, cool. You can also use your pendulum to work with a specific spirit guide, specific deity too. You can ask, depending on how your practice looks, everybody's is different. Yeah, pendulums are a fantastic tool, and they've been used for centuries. And it's something that's so accessible too. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a pendulum. It can be, a necklace or a needle on a thread. Automatic writing is where I learned how to channel because the guides talk so fast, but I can type or write faster. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I might have to try that because literally the way that I get messages, it comes so fast in my head too that like today, like I can't speak it fast enough, but it might be too hard for me to write it too fast. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, my mom, so my grandma has always been spiritual, but it was rooted in, like religion because, grandmas. Uh, and my mom, she never really connected to religion, but she never really knew like the other side of that, and like the paganism or like witchcraft or anything like that. She never really, she thought more of it as like, oh, she was just, catching on a vibe, or she was having a party trick type of a thing. It was never she never consciously thought of it as spirituality or witchcraft or anything like that until my journey. And she was watching my journey and like, oh, that's familiar, or I remember doing something like that. Or she started getting more involved with me doing on my journey. And so I kind of helped her through her own, and now she's got her pendulum, she's got her deck, and she's she's fully comfortable. And I think a lot of it was rooted in the fact that like there was that religion undertone to where it kind of scared her, and thinking that anything um that was like what we're doing was technically wrong or evil or scary. And it's like, well, you kind of have to work through the deconstruction, and not only that you kind of have to work past those fears. But yeah, it's really cool that my mom and I are able to share that, because my grandma and I shared a lot. And I thank her a lot for my spiritual journey. She was a huge help, even if there was a lot of religion undertones that went with it. She was very great about me just kind of finding my own way with it, and not necessarily having to be in the realm of religion with it. And then when I started branching out on my own journey, she was all for it. She was like, okay, well, you need to practice your tarot, so come on over. I got some questions for you. So I have my book out on the side just to help me learn. And she was very patient, and she was like, "Now, Natasha, I don't think that's the meaning. I don't know if you're correct there. You might want to double check." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go back to the book, Grandma." Mike Chang. Okay, now I know who you're talking about, Katara. Oh, the court reporters. Oh my gosh, yeah, and the typewriters for those are so crazy. Uh, Melachio? I don't know what that is, but that sounds familiar. Melachio. Yeah, Catholicism is one of those religions where like I'm fascinated by it because it's so similar to paganism. But it's like, it has rituals, and it has these wonderful step by steps and ceremonies and all this stuff, and the saints, and yet it's Catholicism. And that's all I'm gonna say there. Oh, you know what? Sometimes we have to make our own family too. Sometimes we have to, connect with others outside what we would consider blood relatives. There's plenty that I had to go through in order to get where I'm at with like my practice because of family rooted in religion and all of that. Like I had a hard deconstructive period. To this day, I'm still deconstructing a lot of stuff. A lot of I don't want to say trauma. It's more like triggers, and that sort of a thing that comes from being brought up in that kind of realm. But I think it's going to be a work in progress for a lot of different types of deconstructing. With any kind of healing journey, you're always going to be healing, right? It's always a spiral. Sometimes our journey takes us back down, and we have to maybe go through a situation that maybe we wouldn't have been strong enough to go through before, and now we have learned a lesson, and we're going through it again, and maybe we're doing it differently this time, and that propels us back on our healing journey like a spiral. So it's definitely fun. Earth Angel message cards. I feel like I have this in my cart. Earth Angels. You should see the list that I have. It is there's a Google Doc that has both a tarot and an oracle side. I have yet to even crack the surface of that. Italian folk magic. Okay. Amanda Clark. I have Earth Song Oracle coming. Stenographer. Yes, that is the word. Hey, Van. Welcome, welcome. Oh, happy birthday. Oh my gosh, I hope you're having a fantastic birthday. Yeah, for me, I've cut a lot of those people, especially now, out. I am protecting my sanity and peace this election cycle. And we're not going to get into it. We're not going to talk about it. That's just my one and only comment. I am protecting my peace, as well as I think you guys should too. When it comes to social media, do your little what are they called? The words that you block out so that you don't see them. Input all of those words so that you don't see any posts, you don't, see anybody's craziness. I've got to block all of those out because I am done. I just want to live in my own little bubble right now. All right. Ooh, red velvet cake. Yeah, you can block out words. I haven't done it on Facebook yet, but I know with YouTube, you can go into settings, and there'll be words that you can block out. It's like settings. and you kind of have to go through like the different pages. And then same with TikTok and Instagram. You can also block. Oh, well, hello, Miss Little Thing. You want to come and join? You can block out, people too, but yeah, it's all in the settings and each app is different. And I know Instagram/Meta has completely changed how their settings go with privacy. So I have to go back in there and learn again where everything is. So just do some exploring and figuring it out, because yes, you can absolutely block words. Okay, Lottie, hold on. Okay, let me go tend to her real fast. She wants in. Well, come on. Come on. All right. We have a baby gate in the hallway blocking off the cat room from the dogs. And she's big enough and she knows how to jump up and over the gate like her big brother does. However, she's spoiled and stubborn and a little diva. So she waits to have somebody else let her in and out, like a typical tortie cat. All right. Yeah, I have two cats. One we inherited from, he's the older one. We inherited from a relative who passed away, and he is the most orange cat lover. I love him to death. That's Barty. And then the one that you just heard, she's our little diva. That's Lottie. She's a kitten that was dropped off by her mom in our garage and never saw the mom again. So we had to bottle feed her and everything. And we just decided, well, we're going to keep her. Past Lives deck. This is the deck we were talking about earlier. The Past Life Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. No problem, Katara. Yeah, my eldest cat, he's so not a diva. He's a loaf. He just wants to, laze around. In fact, we have one of those window cat bed things that hang on the window. He's been on that all day. He hasn't moved. I do have the Beloved Dead deck, but yeah, that's the one we were talking about earlier. Okay. Oh gosh, we've been on here for an hour and a half. Wow, we've been going long today. I'm sorry. Just chit-chatting away. Maybe Lottie will come in here. I doubt it. She's very much her own person. She very much likes to do what she wants. And she's a typical tortie cat where she's like, I will give you affection. You will not give me affection. I will allow you a couple pets and that's it. She'll come up and rub up on my leg and I'm like, okay, cool. I will love you from afar. Yeah, I think you need to get the Past Life decks. Oh, thank you, Luminous. I appreciate it. I love cats so stinking much. They, I get them now as an adult. I feel like I resonate with them more than I did when I was younger. And I had a cat when I was younger. I loved him to death, but he was very aloof as well. And so I just was like, oh, maybe I'm not like a cat person. Maybe cats don't like me. And I'm like, no, as an adult, I was just too much as a child. Cat just didn't want to deal with me. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for the collective. Let's see what we need to hear right now. Amazon Boxing Day. I knew that we just had Prime Day, but that's all I really know. All right, let's get a card for the collective, please. What message do we need to hear? Well, this one feels like it wants to come out. We got Sirens with Temptation. I feel like I'm always tempted with good food, Halloween decor. I'm so happy that they have officially started doing their Halloween season in the stores earlier now. About dang time. And that one wanted to come out. Expansiveness. Interesting. Okay. I feel like there might be one more. Hey, Mountain Shadow. Yeah. Right? And like, sorry, tangents again, but that's what happens when we're live. This is how my brain works. So everyone that loves Christmas will decorate at like, August, September, right? They'll put their tree out and they'll have it up all year round. But the minute we start saying we want to put our Halloween decor up, oh, why are you this is so early? Why are you doing that so early? Or like it starts showing up in stores. Oh, why? Christmas should be out. Blah, blah, blah. Girl, Christmas is in July. They literally have Christmas in July. Stop, knock it off. We can have one more month. Okay, we've got 2 more cards. All right, Helen of Troy with beauty, and we have strength. All right, interesting here. I feel like temptation came out because we are dealing with a lot of distraction and a lot of things pulling us in different directions right now, calling for our attention. When we need to get back to growing and being expansive, and not only what we are doing with our purpose, but our spirituality. I feel like that's important. Growth in general, and it's not necessarily growth for being productive, but growth out of things that are no longer serving us, things that, we're holding on to, whether it be belief systems, habits, that sort of a situation, people too, that are holding us back from growing. We can be moving into a new, higher area of being, if that makes sense. So I want to say cycle, but that's not quite the word. But expansiveness requires, kind of like what we were talking about earlier in the video with Pomona, weeding out what doesn't serve us anymore in order to grow and in order to expand. Expanding is not necessarily about getting bigger, but it's, expanding our minds, thinking in different ways, thinking in different perceptions, taking on different viewpoints of how we're living and how we're motivating ourselves and getting going. With temptation, this can hold us back from the expansiveness. Temptation can hold us down. I think of temptation kind of like the devil card, where we're attached to a lot of things. A lot of things are holding us in cages, metaphorically. So when we release a lot of those attachments, we can then begin to grow outside our perceived limitations. So some things that maybe we didn't think we could do, we have now removed the shackles. So now we can see clearly and move forward and expand. But we also have Helen of Troy. She was the one that everybody was fighting in Troy for because of her beauty. But beauty is not necessarily all about physical physique and the outside perception of you. Beauty comes from within. You can be the most gorgeous human being in the world physically, but have the most decrepit viewpoints and soul, right? So your beauty comes from within. So don't think that you have to be held back by looking a certain way, feeling a certain aspect of yourself, if that makes sense. So like, all of these expectations, beauty standards, that sort of a situation is a temptation, the makeup or the new diet, the new fad, the new exercising machine. You don't need to look like Helen of Troy to be expansive. I feel like this definitely goes together here. The strength, your beauty comes from within. So does your strength. It's not necessarily all about physicality. So strength is also like the strength card in tarot, where you have that vulnerability, and strength comes from being able to have empathy and to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes and know that you have brains in brawn too. So you don't necessarily have to use the brawn all the time. Having courage and confidence to go about doing all of those, getting over the obstacles and that sort of a thing, comes from the inner strength, not from the straight brawn. How many times during the day do you need to lift a car off of somebody? You know what I mean? Like, you don't necessarily need to have the strength of Hercules to get things done. You need to have the inner strength of making it through another day, the strength to let things go, let people go, create boundaries in order to expand and grow. So, yeah, I definitely think that this is a huge message for the collective right now because things are crazy. Ah, let me catch back up on the chat. You know what? Dress your cats up. Sometimes they hate it, sometimes they love it. My dogs do not tolerate it, so I want to try my cats this year. Absolutely feeling witchy year round. The high fantasy books. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's definitely the art style. Um, Gosh, not necessarily Tolkien, but there was a lot from like the 80s that this reminds me of. Is it shoot, Robert Jordan? My husband owns a lot of Robert Jordan, and then there's that Patterson author that has a lot of I think it's Patterson. Anyway, yes, high fantasy, definitely. Bath and Body Works Halloween. So I have specifically steered away just because I would buy everything. I haven't even looked at the website. There was somebody who like leaked like a little bit of like what's coming, and I was like, nope, exit out of there. I don't want to know because same with Michaels. Oh my gosh, I made that mistake, and so yeah, I've avoided Michaels. Oh, I really liked last year's scents of the Bath and Body. It was really nice. I forget which one I purchased. I purchased a couple of them. But with Bath and Body Works, they recycle the same scents. They just do different names for them, which, I mean, that's every brand, right? Okay. I think my dog is wanting me. So here's what's coming. So I have more deck videos coming. I also have more ideas. I want to start doing maybe more ASMR reading videos because that was requested a few times. That will not be every reading video. That will just be an occasional thing. And if you guys like it, it will happen more frequently, but it will not be like a pick a card thing. It will be more of a collective reading because with ASMR, you don't want to interrupt the flow, right? So that's going to be coming. If you guys want more Halloween videos coming, let me know. I can figure out like more Halloween themed stuff. Also, if you guys want more like cooking videos, let me know. I would love to do more like kitchen witchery stuff. I just kind of need to know what you guys want to see in order for me to do it because some of these videos take a while for me to prepare and get going. What else did I have coming? It's coming into fall season, so I'm thinking about doing in my area. There's also a lot of not harvest fest pumpkin patches, like different farms. And if you guys want like a tour video of going to the different pumpkin patches, I can do that. What else was I in my roster? I can't think anymore. But yes, new things are coming. If you guys are wanting to see something specific that I haven't done or want more of a introduction to, let me know. I want to do what you guys want to see. And then if you guys can just future videos, if you can engage in the content, that helps push me back into the algorithm, into the good graces of the algorithm gods. I would greatly appreciate it. I know you guys probably already do. It's just me reminding you guys. But yeah, cooking vids, awesome. Okay. Cute bunnies, wisdom of rabbits. Oh my God. Copyright that right now. Shop tours, yeah, we could do that. I think I have a few Spirit Halloween in the area, so I can do like different Halloween shops. I can take you to a few of the metaphysical shops here. I just have to ask permission if that's okay for me to film in there. I'm not sure. I think there's a Ren fair coming up, a Renaissance fair, if you guys want to see that type of a video. I love going to different places and like, having that experience. That would be fun. for you guys if that's something you want to see. I will be doing more of the new moon and full moon lives. That is planned, to where we just do it live and hang out and do the readings and the energy of the moons then. I feel like it's a little bit more of a ritual for me personally, and it makes me kind of have to be present in the new moon and the full moon energy. So I like the idea of doing that live more. And again, I want to be going live more. Just the reason why it hasn't happened is because your girl's got a geriatric dog and it's been super hot in the house. So hopefully it's going to start cooling down and I won't have to deal with one of those things. And yeah, lots of different things happening. Kitchen witchery, awesome. Speaking of kitchen witchery, I hear you, Simon. I know you're click-clacking out there. So I have this deck. I know we went over it a while ago. It's probably been a year, actually. I hear you click-clacking. It has different recipes for the different Sabbaths, and I keep meaning to do a video on these, so I will try to make sure I do at least one recipe per Sabbath, hopefully soon. If not, I will definitely be doing all of the fall ones because they all look really good. So now that I know that you want me to do more cooking videos, I will definitely focus on doing that too, because again, this is something that I've got to prepare and all that stuff. Also, hopefully soon I can do like a kitchen tour video, because we kind of, I say remodel, but it was really painting. Our kitchen has been a little bit in shambles the past month because I've been redoing the paint color. I finally picked one, so I can start filming in there now. Yay! Okay, I think that's everything. I think I got it all figured out in my head. So yeah, I'm gonna go because my dog is needing his whole routine. But thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I know it's chaotic. It's always chaotic when tech doesn't work and we got to scrap things in the last minute, but glad it finally worked out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you guys so much. This is so nice. Thank you for putting up with my brain. And yeah, more lives. Awesome. Thank you, Nutmeg. I want to call you Nutmeg and the Stallion. There's a creator that calls her cat that, and it cracks me up every time I hear it. The cat's name is Nutmeg, and she calls it Nutmeg and the Stallion. Oh, I love it. I can't remember the creator's name, but every once in a while I come up with the videos. All right. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening, your day, all of the in-between, and have a great weekend. I think a new video is coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Let me see how to end this. Yay. And can we end? It's not how we do it. There we go.